bust your radio. The ball shot like stereo. We move the train and carry on. Oh no, no. One time let's give it all a go. Push it on up and let it blow. My BDM man you don't know. Oh no, come on.
I grew up in a family of musicians. My father had schools for music, and he was a musician, and so he's still with us, just not making music anymore. But so it was day one for me.
My first instrument was like a bunch of cans. It's like drumming on cans, but there's no like really musical, no artists in my family.
My father's, I think, the musical ear in the family, but my grandfather, you know, is a singer, was a cantor, was from a cantorial background, he was always singing. So I know where that comes from, I know there's the musician potential.
そういったバンドになってると。でそれをコネクトしたのがニューヨークシティ。まあこのバルカンビートボックス。それはプロジェクトバルカンビートボックス。
What sort of project?
Well, it's a band.
Arigato.
Arigato.
We'll see where the first Balkan Beatbox show was. Tamir and Ori came from New York. And they said, want to go up on stage? Said, yalla.
We came here with Firewater for 2 shows, and we made kind of a 3 days festival called the Circus of the Scars. It was so grandiose and out of proportions that we couldn't even see or feel how it's going to be. But we took this risk, and after like 20 minutes, we realized, all of us looked at each other on stage and knew that we have a baby. As long as we get together, music comes out. Because of the touring and the fact that we live in different places, it's a kind of a hard task. But when it happens, and I like it that it's a special event. I think that sometimes I can spend like a few hours in the morning editing some beat. In the meantime, Tomer is here writing some lyrics, and Ori is thinking of a melody. And by the end of the day, there is like a track or 2. After all these ideas and crazy inputs from everybody, and musicians are coming in and out in Belgrade and all that, the real essence is sitting here under the microscope and editing all the good stuff without destroying any of the emotional magic that happens in the wild situations when we're not in control of stuff. Like Belgrade was very much just everybody's spitting their guts out. setup, in this setup, to do another melody.
Okay, we'll
With
do
some
the other
green
one.
line. עשינו סולו, כן.
הילד...
It's good, very good. Ori, why won't you just let him play it by himself with his little interpretations?
Okay.
I think it's gonna be the best.
2, 3, 4. Practice? You want this? I was a klezmer freak when I was 11. That's all I wanted to listen to. I played clarinet, and then I completely suppressed it. I was in a environment that was so different, so like 80s industrial, you know, that this whole vibe of klezmer was all of a sudden I was like, I can't, you know. And then I just wanted to listen to Ornette Coleman, which is inflection. It's so different. It sounds like a blues. And really raw.
Before I met Ori, I was sick and tired of saxophone. I thought it was the most annoying instrument, you know, from well-known solos that I knew and stuff like that. It was George Mike. And then I heard the gypsy Balkan music, and I was totally, I went crazy for the way, the sound of it. I never heard this attack of giving a saxophone and horns such a hardcore attitude and playing, and then I got hooked. And now I'm Romanian, believe it or not.
Performing on stage is the real urge. It's like, I can't live without it. That's the real kick. I mean, you know, the creation. You think about it, you sing it, you arrange it, you orchestrate it, you record it, you produce it. Then you think about how to project it, you give it a name. Then you think how it looks like, you dress it up, you make a cover for it. You know, you work with graphic designers, you work with the label, you negotiate. You have to be an acrobat, actor, businessman, doctor, you know, dancer, juggler. And then you're out there on stage and you're performing it, and you really feel like you worked hard to get to that moment.
You know hell?
Yes, yes.
You know heaven?
Yes.
So you know
The
hell.
opposite.
This is it. And you know where is hell? In Norway.
No way.
wasn't a plan to start talking about politics or cultural issues. It was just a necessity, kind of. It was a must. It can be all of a sudden love, you know. This year, Tomer and I got married, babies are on the way, and suddenly that really comes into the music, you know. So I like it that it's open. I can't tell you that we have one message. It will change constantly. Every time something will bother us or be beautiful for us, we'll find a way to deliver it through the music.
I try to figure out, but I don't understand what makes one man better than another man. I try to figure out if there's something I can do to change the way you see us.
There's no suffering involved in our lives. No real suffering, you know. There's moments maybe, but no real suffering as, you know, in Africa, in Palestine, or I don't know. We chose to be travelers. No one, expelled us from our country. So it mostly has a positive side, and it doesn't mean that it's not rough, you know, or we don't have something to say about those who suffer, because we do have a lot to say about that.
Look into my eyes, you'll see the color blue. If I look at you, I'll see a human who is living in this town like I live every day, trying to survive, trying to find his way.
We are, first of all, concerned about what's going on here. And when we go to the Balkans, we just say, hey, wow, we recognize it. We recognize so many nuances of where we're from. It's like a metaphor, an analogy, and that culture to our culture. And we didn't want to have a band necessarily that deals, you know, directly with Israeli issues and Palestinian issues, because we've been in New York for many years, and our world is very zoomed out, you know.
Someone said it the last few days that they hope that the Balkan Beatbox will be the soundtrack of peace for the Middle East. We are trying to send a message that it's possible to live together with, you know, two countries as neighbors and pray at the same place. And if you don't want to pray, then you don't have to pray, and you can do whatever you want. And we can live in peace in the Middle East.
I don't know if people come to see us these days because of the whole Balkan gypsy movement, or just because of the band. I'm sure some people come because they hear it's got some Balkan flavors and they're in the mania. But I think it's not going to hold because of something like that. It's got to have some content.
A bissele Kaplan. A bissele Kaplan. Und se Korte Muscat.
The real reward is the fact that our audience is a Balkan beatbox audience. The beats are really meditative and dancey, and the melodies are just going straight to your heart like a knife, regardless of color, religion, wherever you're from. It seems, from my experience over the last years of traveling all around the world with the band, it's just it's beyond borders. No, syncopa. Simple. How do you say simple?
Kratko.
Pum pa 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 pum pa pum pa pa pa. C'est tout.
Okay.
Simple.
Pum pa pa pa.
Yes.
Vai. Pedro.
There's like this fourth force that writes the song, and we're just coming together and we're waiting for it to come, and then it knocks on the door quietly, then it happens. No la. First. Dun. Yes.
Big, too. And then,
Then it goes half.
dva.
Go inside.
One and two now. Dos. Yes. Dos.
Let's go over the beginning. Just the first.
She's my baby as a שם שלי.
כן, נשים מיוט עליו.
Prvi dio.
Just the beginning. Per video? Per video.
Now, tranquil.
Gonna have a baby. It's the first one. I'm sure things will change. We won't be able to be away from home for such a long time. I think I will be, you know, I will want my son to grow up with me and not like, you know, his father was never home. I don't want that. My father was always there, and I know how much it was good for me. And I want to have the same for my son. Sorry.
She's my baby, I got how it all should be. I am home now.
Andy Warhol.
She's my baby, how it all should be. I am home now. When I go, it's never far. The road is long. I am home now.
I don't it really, but it was a time when we really like fell in love with the authentic Balkan music through electronics. So in few words, you know, when you give a band a name, you don't like tell the whole story really. If you dig in and really research what Balkan music, where it went and where it came from, you'll see that Klezmer music is a complete like extension of Balkan music, and Turkish music and Greek music, which called Balkan music, melodically and rhythm-wise go all the way to Africa sometimes in the sound, and India, if you know where gypsies came from. And because we're people that grew up with so many influences, none of this is limiting us in where we want to go. We do whatever turns us on and feels natural to us. To really say that Balkan Beatbox is the perfect name for this band, I'm not sure, but